Live. We're going to wish everyone a happy and Merry Christmas. We're going to do some readings today. We have some gift ideas for you. And we're going to talk about the Capricorn season and how is Jesus a Capricorn? Something worth talking about. All that and more today on Sirius Joy Alive.
Sirius Joy Academy is now offering gift certificates called Gifted Scholarships in 6-month, 9-month, and 1-year increments. This is the first time we've ever offered this. Sirius Joy is the most accurate astrology service in the world. And now you can stun your loved ones with a spiritual mirror that helps them every day. Visit SiriusJoy.academy to make your purchase. That's SiriusJoy.academy. Available now. Sirius Joy Academy is now...
At Hair Intelligence, we believe that every strand of hair has its own voice and needs. By combining ancient wisdom with modern biochemistry, we create pure, organic solutions that work in harmony with your hair's natural biology for optimal hair health naturally. By choosing simplicity, sustainability, and science-backed natural solutions, we help our clients transform their hair, whether it's repair, regrowth, or simply radiant, healthy manes they seek.
All of her products have completely changed my hair. I like to call it magic in a bottle. So if there's one thing that she knows, it's hair.
Before using Karen's products a few years ago, I struggled with various hair challenges, including alopecia, and now I've overcome them and I've just fallen back in love with my hair.
Get your best hair with clean, organic products that are catered to your hair's unique health and longevity. Get 20% off your first purchase at Hair Intelligence by entering code SiriusJoy20 at checkout. Rediscover your hair's true potential.
Hi, friends. Merry Christmas. My goodness, we've had some hard times with our technology today. We apologize. Just one of those things energetically. I think part of it is just the end of the consciousness of the old story and the beginning of the new one, and things get kind of choppy in between. How are y'all doing? Everyone, thanks for coming today, those who are watching, and thanks for your patience with us. We will be on the air Friday, by the way, the day after Christmas, and we'll be on time. Mark my words. But we will be looking forward to that. It's going to be an interesting day. We have some fun stuff for you planned, and we're talking about the weekend. This is a new show, if you don't know. It's called Sirius Joy Live, and the idea here is to kind of just hang out in the afternoons and talk. Really what we feel is that there's not enough talk going on. I feel like there's not enough talk going on about the real things that matter. That's why I have LOL with Scott, which is normally tonight, but tonight we will not have that show because it's Christmas, so we're taking the day off there. But we will be back next week with a repeat of our previews for all 12 signs, if you didn't catch those. But yeah, overall, as we go into this new era, and we are going into it, folks. I mean, surely you've seen yourself. You've seen where life has changed, where things have ended. Things that have been, probably an issue your whole life, or suddenly you're feeling okay about it, where it's not haunting you anymore. And really starting to feel like what's next, this question of what's next. It's coming on everyone's minds. There was a lot of our questions we had in the last 2 days. People were asking about what's next for their career, what's next for their, for their life now. They're going through a major life change, such as empty nester and things like that. And this is the perfect kind of question to ask. The idea of this show is to have, instead of having all commercials, having people be able to buy little readings here and get an answer to a question that you have. I think it's good for people who are starting out, who've never purchased something from a psychic, so you can see for yourself how this works. And I also think it's good for business in the sense of showing people, different access ways. And also it's really good for a gift. Like if you haven't got somebody a stocking stuff thing yet, like why don't you buy them a question, like have them come here and answer. It'd be awesome. We'd love to have them. And I think newbies are always pretty, if you want to get somebody like involved in Sirius Joy or whatever, I know what it's like. People are kind of weird. Even I like wait a while before I tell people I'm an astrologer. Like I'll just kind of like, I'll talk about, what do you do? I own my own business. And it's like, and I'm on camera and like, they're on camera. Yeah, I'm kind of a YouTube influencer. Oh, really? For what? Like it takes a while until I get there. Talking about my hair. This was not behaving today either, which is one of those days. And you know why? It's because we're in a step 3 and we're going to step 4. We'll talk about that. and it's part of the electricity in the air. But yes, this would make a great gift, y'all. Give someone a $25 little question answer. All you have to do is type it up in chat, and they'll get their answer. You can even go so far as to get them the video recording, and then they have it all. You can send it to them after it's over, or whatever. We'll send it to them and ask them to ask a question that's important to them, because I think we all have these questions, and even I will go and do something like this because I need to have 3 signs of something, 3 signs. So like someone will mention it, maybe in a call, I'll get some sort of an affirmation, and then I'll have a dream about something, and I'll need that 3rd one. And this is what I'll do. I will spend money. I'll call a friend. I'll do like a 25 second question myself, and I'll get a 3rd answer. And if I have the same answer for all 3, I feel good about it. That's how I started as a mystic, is I would have to triangulate everything. Anything important, I definitely have to triangulate, but this is what we're here for. And we're here to also be, really bringing up other people. I want to tell you some things I have in the works for the future of the show. One thing is going to be Tag Team Tuesdays. So I think on Tuesdays, I'm going to always try to bring on another reader, and we will tag team these readings throughout the show and kind of be a guest on the show, someone who does readings already, someone who, has a business at it. The only rule is that you have to, be a paid professional in what you do, and you can tag team with me. So it'll be a way to kind of get up here, get your name out here, start conversations, right? And tag team and see what we come up with. That'll be on Tuesdays. And I have a lot of friends who do this. So, we're going to set something up for you to register for that and be able to register. In fact, we'll be really kind of organized going forward, basically. And, we're going to show the website here in a second. For those who don't know, let's show them the website really quick, Morgan, can we? Let's go to the website. By the way, it's super simple. This is SiriusJoy.shop. And if you scroll down, you have a little video here. Thing. Basically, we have 3 choices of readings. So you can do one question for $25, and you just ask your question in written form, and you send it to us. You can do one question and a follow-up. And this is really the most popular, because a lot of times you want to do another round of getting a second question once you hear the answer to the first question. And that can be live. Like, you can chat to us from home what your follow-up is. And then we do a live viewer guest for $165, which, believe it or not, is really cheap. It may seem expensive, but this is kind of like where you want to have a little time with me, 15 minutes. I'll tell you, if I divided my reading price, it would not be that. So I'm doing it as a courtesy, but I want to have, let people have video testimonials of things coming true. And secondly, it's such a great teaching tool for others. I really enjoyed on our first day, our first guest. Learned a lot. I think we all learned a lot. But this is all at SiriusJoy.shop. And we'll be adding more stuff here and putting things together. We're just going through a radical transformation. You can see some things about our products here and services, and subscribe to our newsletter there at the bottom. In fact, if you'd like, go there and subscribe to our newsletter right now at SiriusJoy.shop. And so we will email you stuff, including when things change and what's coming up in the schedule and whatnot. So this has been kind of our beta week. And we hit the ground running, actually. I think we can go back to our normal background. We hit the ground running this week because I was told by my higher self that we wanted to go live when the sun crossed the galactic center. And so we just went live and made sure we had that birth chart. So I'm happy about it. What do you think of my cool cosmic purple in the city Christmas here? I thought that'd be kind of cool. So did a different background. And again, if you guys want to have a question answered, this is a great time. If you want to buy one for a gift for a friend or someone else, a kid, stocking stuffer, it's the perfect time. And so I've got something to share with everyone that I'm not quite totally ready for, unfortunately. So I'm going to probably need a break. Why don't we first do a question and get started and see what are on people's minds today. I have to just pull up my Rolodex here and see what it is. I'm a person who does what I call spot reading. People have asked me to they'll want to write me a letter before their reading, and they'll write me this long letter that explains everything. And I tell them, please don't do that because I don't really work well that way. As soon as I tap into you, information comes, and I don't want to have to write it down. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of work. So I always ask to wait until the actual reading and present the questions at the reading because I get instant information. Therefore, I deliberately do not look at these prior to the show. I have no idea, even though people buy them prior. I want you to know I don't look at them. And I'm looking up something here. Pardon my time. Yeah. And I suppose we should talk about the energy here in a second too. I think we'll do a question, then I'll do the energy. Okay, so keep streaming for that. Here we go. tonight's show. Okay, I don't think it's not where it normally is. So you have to let me know where it's at. Yeah, tell me where the question is. It's not where it normally is. There's been a whole day of this. I swear to God, things are not where they belong. Well, let's talk about the energy of the day. We'll improvise here. On the screen. Yep, I'm not sure what you're saying. But anyways, we're looking for the readings. Oh, no, I'm talking about, I see, there's no chart. Gotcha. Forgive me. Okay, see, that's my fault. He's like on the screen. It's just this. Lillian, an Aries 9 sun. Wow. So Lillian is a Grandmaster Aries, by the way, Grandmaster. We had a 9 yesterday, remember? So we're starting to see some trends here. We had a lot of 24s also yesterday. We had step 24 Virgo rising. That's a peacemaker. And look at that, step 24 Gemini moon, also peace. And Lillian writes, I have so many planets in the 12th house, and the 12th and the 2012 in August, September, I hurt my knee badly, and then again in 2024. Wow. Okay. So you've noticed that's 12 years apart, which is a Jupiter cycle. So sucks. It triggered me in fear and literally could not walk for 3 months again. Can we keep it up? Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Thank you. They give you much strength. That's so kind. So there's a lot to talk about. First of all, what's interesting here is you have a Virgo rising at 24 degrees. Now, your rising sign is determined by your birth time, and your rising sign is chosen by the soul. The soul decides what rising the soul wants. And so you made your rising a peace artist. Step 24 Virgo is a peace artist. And that means you're a person who is here to become peace, to make peace happen, a relationship specialist. That's your ego, your crafted ego, right? But your heart is all the way down at 9. Your heart is at 9. So you have this capacity to act like a 24 master, but you live as a 9 in your heart. You're here to respond to your heart's needs. You're here to respond to your heart's desires only. And so with the moon in Gemini at 24 degrees, you also are trying to tune into that peaceful wave of information, that peaceful wave of connection. So you really seek to connect to someone on a very grounded level and also a very intellectual level, and I'd say probably the sexual level. Now, all that said, the hurting your knee badly. Well, that sounds like a Jupiter issue. I mean, Jupiter was in the same sign, which I think was Gemini. I think it was Gemini that was in 2012, and then went into Cancer the second half. So depending on when you hurt your knee, but either way, for you and this Virgo rising, it means that Jupiter at the time was in your house of career. And so you're about to expand your career and go forward into your career. Now, when you have a knee hurting or a knee injury, it's usually one of two things. One thing is it's usually that you have a past life condition there where you were injured or something fell apart in your life, like the house, and fell on your knee. Something happened that maybe had to have it amputated. A lot of times the past life wound is extreme, where the person lost their leg or lost their life because of a knee injury or knee failing or that type of thing, fell down the stairs, all these gruesome things. And then in the next life, you manifest an injury that represents it and allows you now to cope with that regret and that pain. And I am picking up that that's exactly the case in both of those for you. Now, here's the thing. Knee injuries are due to inflexibility. So if it's in your left knee, then inflexible. A disconnect there. We might disconnect for a second. So if you have the injury in your left knee, it's a spiritual issue. It's a karmic issue. If the injury is in your right knee, then it's an ego issue, where your ego is not being flexible enough with yourself. And honestly, both are possible. I think if it's more ego, I would bet that it was a right knee injury. Just saying. So the fear and the what you felt inside yourself, that was probably the past life. So when we get filled with all this unusual emotion that has no reason or rhyme to it, it's quite often because it's the past life. That's why it doesn't make logical sense to feel this way. And the thing is you died last time before you could process these feelings. And so what happens with karma is you reset the situation and you start processing the feelings again until your soul is satisfied. And what your soul looking for satisfaction of? Response to yourself. Like, how will you treat yourself? That's all that really matters here down in the game, is how you treat yourself. And so hopefully you responded differently and treated yourself well. I'll tell you this, you're really nice to yourself for buying yourself this reading. And I thank you for showing up and supporting us as well. We'd love to keep helping you as you move forward. I will say that with all this Pisces energy, You're now moving into a new cycle now with a new type of relationship is coming, one that you've never had before with another person. It might be an equal relationship. I think something you've never really had. All right. Again, if you want to do some questions, that is the best gift for yourself, a little Christmas gift. I know I'm buying myself some Christmas gifts, things I won't share just yet, but it's a great way to give back to yourself. Just go to SiriusJoy.shop and you can buy it for now or for the future, or buy it as a gift for somebody. Now, keep notice. We're going to be putting on some major blasts on Friday and Thursday night because we'll be going on sale with the Countdown 2026 webinar. And if you're not familiar, Countdown 2026 or Countdown is something I've been doing for, 12 years. I'm not sure how many years I've done it. It's like where I go over the entire year ahead in one webinar. Now, most years, if you've done it with me this whole time, every year, we sit down at like a certain time and it's like 5 hours later. So it ends up being a 5-hour webinar. And everyone said it's too much. It's just too much. They want the information, but the way I was doing it was just too much at a time. So I re-architected it this year. This year, we're going to have a different format. We're going to have it to where we have an open lecture and a break and a lecture and a break and a lecture and then question answer. So it's actually a weekend event. It'll be July 10th and 11th, January. I believe 10th and 11th. Just to make sure I have that right because I sometimes see it backwards in my head. Yep, 10th and 11th. That's correct. And we'll have tickets on sale starting really this Sunday. So get prepared. If you've signed up for an email list now, if you've registered with the site now at SiriusJoy.shop, we'll make sure you get an email about it. But it's going to be different, and you can buy it two ways. So on the Saturday, there will be a whole day of lectures with breaks, and there will also be an opportunity the next day to meet people according to your step numbers and signs. One thing that comes with your purchase of it this year is a free year to a new thing I'm starting called Enchanted Social. And Enchanted Social is a social network just for people who are enchanted. So it's for magical people. And so we're going to start with my clients having exclusive access to this new theme park. Anyways, you'll get a free year on the social network, the Enchanted Social Network, and that will allow you to continue to network with people. And one of the things we're doing is that we're creating specific chat rooms based on aspects of your chart. So you'll have a chat room based on your Pluto issue. You might have a chat room based on your Sun issue. So you'll be able to meet people who have similar issues and talk to them just like you do in our workshops. Another addition to this year is that we have a Sunday. And Sunday is going to be ultimately the workshop day. On Sunday, we're going to focus on this year of the burning horse, okay? And that is the Chinese year that we're going into. We're going to talk about the year ahead in this workshop, and I'm going to help you work through specific key dates that you have that I give to the year. So I'm going to say these are pinpoint dates of the year. And in the workshops, we're going to be meeting with people that have the same sun sign or different varieties as us. And we're going to workshop and answer a solution ahead of time for these dilemmas. So we're going to be really going to the new year, having workshopped already the hard spots with knowing what you have to do, knowing your story, and knowing what you need to respond. You really go into 2026 totally covered. But that's not all, friends. I'm super excited to give you one more thing coming up that I've been hearing about forever. People have wanted it. We just didn't have the time. It's going to be the Countdown Step Astrology Calendar. So what this is a digital subscription that'll be coming out. That means you pay for it you pay for a year in advance, all right? And you get all the data in basically by subscribing to the stream. So you get a stream link basically that allows you to subscribe to the stream. This means that all the data information that I have from my Step Astrology is going to go into your calendar. You can import it into Apple. You can import it into your Google or whatever you use, whatever device you use for your calendar. And what will happen is it just will magically populate your calendar with when the step number changes, what the moon, what the step number is that day. Of course, it's going to go to your own time zone, and you'll be able to plan your life now. You'll have Mercury retrogrades marked out. We'll have 40-day events marked out. We'll have everything marked out with warnings. One thing that we can do in this calendar is we can give you like a 3-day warning that something's about to happen. So this is really an enchantment tool. This is a tool to really start working with the energy. It'll have all the key dates that I mentioned in the webinar. It'll have all the important points already there for you. I realize it's like you can take notes in my webinars, but are you really going to go back and look at the notes? I mean, really? And you review them? And if you do review them, the smartest thing to do would be to what? Put them in a calendar. I thought to myself, you know what? I've been struggling with what to give out as a handout for a web. I used to give out these huge handouts that had all this data. They went down to slim ones. People were not happy about that. And I realized what they need is we need a calendar. We need like a live calendar, comes straight from my desk to you. And by the way, when you're subscribed to this calendar, I can add things on. So if I do extra things through the year, I'll put them on that calendar. So, that would make a great gift for yourself too. That calendar is going to go for, it's $111 for the full year of data, which is a lot of proprietary cool stuff for a pretty good price. But we actually will give it to you for $99 in some cases when you bundle it onto another product or service. And by the way, when it comes to the Countdown 2026, you can get just Saturday if you want for $75, and that gives you all of Saturday access. You can basically break it down into little things that are affordable for you. Not everybody wants everything. Some people need the workshop. Some people need just the lecture. But the lecture will end up being four videos for Saturday. Is that right? Yeah, 4 videos, 3 lectures, and a question and answer lecture. And we're doing something else this year too that's kind of funky. We're going to be answering questions. So during the lecture, you can supply questions. You can feed questions to our moderators and pass them on. And then in the question and answer part, I'm just going to sit there and go through the question after question, reading out loud and giving answers. But at the end, I'm going to give 2 people the ability to purchase a 15-minute reading at the end where we use your chart. So we have 2 VIP spots. If you want your chart to be, the one used as an example, and you want a quick, analysis of the future, you can do that. It's just a way for us to make, money where things are important to people and also keep our prices low for what's not important. But I'd say the one thing you don't want to go into the year without is the calendar. Okay, the Countdown calendar is going to be amazing. I'm very excited about it. It's what I've always needed is to follow through the show and of the lecture. And I think it's going to help everybody out. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait till I have it for myself, to be honest with you, because I go in my calendar. I'm like, what step number is it? I'm like, what happens? Imagine if you were to go on a trip and you see that the day you fly is a serious warning. So a serious alert day. So on serious alert days, we always say, hey, take your life seriously. Something could happen. Pay attention. So would you have that flight? Would you take that flight on that day if you knew that was a step 4 day? By the way, that's what today is. A step 4 day. So we'll have the information for that. First of all, you can go right now to newyears.guru, and you can purchase everything I've just mentioned. It's available for you right now. We're going to be doing our big push on Friday. So there's some things that sell out, like for instance, the ability to ask your question in the very last lecture. If you want that, go and buy it now. Okay, there's only 2 seats for that, and that's just because of the time that we have. But go on there and you'll know. Let's see, what do we have here? Calendar app be personalized to our birth chart. No, it will not be. And when it is, it'll probably be twice the price when it's your own birth chart. But that's a feature I'm building in. I think you got to build in the overall currents for everybody first. And then the next layer would be that more complex thing. And I do already know how to figure out technically how to do it, but it's got a lot more build out than I have. So we'll build this layer this year, and we'll build that other layer next year for sure. The personal. Yeah, it'd be amazing. I'm excited. I actually developed this out of my own technology company called Wit Technologies. And in my technology, I aim to make technologies about knowledge. That's why it's Witech and the word knowledges. And I have a little sketch coming up a little bit here soon for you guys probably on Friday about the latest things Wit Technology is working on, but we'll do that a little bit later. All right, so can we take a little break, and I'll be right back. We come back, we'll do our second question.
Sirius Joy Academy is now offering gift certificates called Gifted Scholarships in 6-month, 9-month, and 1-year increments. This is the first time we've ever offered this. Sirius Joy is the most accurate astrology service in the world. And now you can stun your loved ones with a spiritual mirror that helps them every day. Visit SiriusJoy.academy to make your purchase. That's SiriusJoy.academy. Available now.
At Hair Intelligence, we believe that every strand of hair has its own voice and needs. By combining ancient wisdom with modern biochemistry, we create pure, organic solutions that work in harmony with your hair's natural biology for optimal hair health naturally. By choosing simplicity, sustainability, and science-backed natural solutions, we help our clients transform their hair, whether it's repair, regrowth, or simply radiant, healthy manes they seek.
All of her products have completely changed my hair. I like to call it magic in a bottle. So if there's one thing that she knows, it's hair.
Before using Karen's products, a few years ago, I struggled with various hair challenges, including alopecia, and now I've
Get your best hair with clean, organic products that are catered to your hair's unique health and longevity. Get 20% off your first purchase at Hair Intelligent by entering code SiriusJoy20 at checkout. Rediscover your hair's true potential.
Happy holidays! I'm Sanandra, founder of Sichi Organics. For the past 30 years, our goal has been to bring the healing power of plants into your everyday life with simple, clean, organic skin and hair care made with love. Sichi makes a wonderful gift for the holidays. Enter code word JOY30 at checkout and you'll receive 30% off any individual Sichi skin and hair care product.
Happy holidays!
Hi. So nice of our advertisers to advertise with us this year. Thank you so much. Those products and services are all good for the world. I'll tell you right now. I personally looked into them to make sure that they were legit, and you will love it. I'll tell you right now. You'll love the grape seed oil. You'll love it. It'll help you become healthier. Sichi's amazing products. I use them myself every day. I do think you should have your house cleared energetically, and we're looking forward to a new year. You know, we're gonna have some opportunities just to put out there, tell you kind of where we're going with a little bit. First of all, as I mentioned, we're gonna have Tag Team Tuesday readings. So Tag Team Tuesdays. On Tuesdays, we'll bring some reader on, and we'll bring some of our well-known readers that we have been working with for years, and we'll bring some people from the audience, who is a reader, and we'll be able to, present you and let the world see your work. So that'll be fun. That'll be on Tuesdays. Another thing that we're gonna be doing here is we want to start pulling a tarot card, and I'm looking for someone who had made their own deck. So I'm looking for someone who's made their own tarot deck, and you'd like to present your cards, for sale and also for use. And so we're going to be trying out tarot decks here, people and creators, and get a feel for them. The only exchange is, that work out a deal for selling your cards for you and with you, for you and with you, and we'll feature your deck for a period of time. So right now, I think the best thing is Team Sensei at SiriusJoy.com. Just email Team Sensei at SiriusJoy.com if you have a tarot deck that you'd like to feature and be on the show. It'll be fun. Part of what we do. I really want to help people practice their stuff every day on this show, but at the same time, too, this show is for us to talk about real things in life and to talk about issues that we have going on. And that brings us really to another segment I think we're going to start next week officially, and that is your Prep Talk. So every morning at Sirius Joy, our subscribers enjoy the Pep Talk, which tells you about the day in detail, of what you're going to experience and want to do for that day, how you want to hit your high marks, what you should be careful about. It's about a 20 to 30 minute talk from myself, and on the weekends, Gwendolyn English. If you don't know, Gwendolyn is the woman who introduced me to astrology. So she's my sensei, and she's on the weekends taking over for us. She runs our astrology department, which we call our Astro Strategies team, basically here at Sirius Joy for me. Nonetheless, between Gwen and I, we have it covered 7 days a week. You'll always have a pep talk that, peps you up and gets you ready going. But I feel like on this show, I'll always do a little bit of a prep talk. And the prep talk is a nightly prep talk. It'll be just a little talk where we talk about what you need to prepare for tomorrow. And I feel strongly that part of the reason why, at least I've been held up, is because I have not been able to be to where I'm preparing for tomorrow's success all day instead of worrying about today's success. So you sort of set yourself up for success the day before. And this works. We have something called sleep intentions at Sirius Joy. Every night before you go to bed, we send you a sleep intention. What that is something to think about before you fall asleep, because if you think about it before you fall asleep, it sort of programs your subconscious with that intention. All right. And so a sleep intention is great every year. That's something we invented at Sirius Joy, the sleep intention, by the way. Now that sleep intention is for you personally out of your own chart. So someone asking about wanting personal data from their charts and on calendar, that's a Sirius Joy thing. And so Sirius Joy would have to create an edition of the calendar. That's what needs to happen, and we haven't got to that yet. But we do already do that for you. When you're a Sirius Joy subscriber, we tell you each night, whatever we send you as a sleep intention is the best thing for your story where you are right now in your story, according to where you are as in your astrology chart. So anyways, this show is kind of one of the ideas that came for this show is that we need to start prepping for the next day instead of going into it in this fight or flight. We're all in fight or flight largely because we are not taking the time and space to prepare ourselves ahead of time. And part of that is that we don't really use our boundaries properly. All these different things that go into being a human. But if we now start to think about tomorrow today, but all of our power is today, but we're also having a mind for tomorrow, just tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow, I feel like we're going to sharpen our ability to manifest. Okay. So let's talk about this prep talk for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Christmas. And tomorrow is also going to be step 4 and step 5. In fact, right now we're at step 3. Step 3 is probably the jolliest step there is. It's a Jupiter ruled degree. And so on this degree that we live today, mostly today, I think it's changed to 4 already. It was about expansion. It's about learning. It's about opening up new ideas. Hopefully today you had some ideas about how to respond to yourself differently or different things you could do, things you could say to yourself, maybe different books you could read. Basically, information is dying to come into your brain for the new story you're about to live. And that's what we're going to be in this next year is we're going to live a whole new story, a whole new earth. And today, the real question was, do you believe in your own belief? Do you believe in yourself? Now, at Sirius Joy, we teach you what a belief really is. A belief is that what your heart, step 1, feels is true, step 2. If your heart feels is true, 1 + 2 makes 3, you believe it. I believe is step 3. So if your heart feels it's true, then it is for you because you intend to create it. And we know that the perceiver is very important when it comes to what matters or doesn't matter. We know the placebo effect that happens with pharmaceuticals 50% of the time. So it is already proven through these 2 areas I just mentioned how the mind is over matter. Therefore, right, we want to give our mind the assurance that it is true if your heart feels it's true and give the power back to your heart. Now, if your heart feels it's true today, if you believe that you're here for a special reason, go into that today. If you believe that you have a special mission on earth, go ahead and go into that. We want to say yes. And that's what step 4 is. So in the next 24 hours, we're starting it right now. We're in a step 4 Sirius Joy alert. Okay. Now that alert means that things may shift radically fast. That's because what's happening is the universe is trying to bring things back to where they belong. And the way it works is that belonging comes down to our hearts feeling it's true and our heart feeling attached to it. So what we're working on in these first steps of Capricorn is our own inner discipline. And what Spirit has told me and what the planets show is that people have disciplined themselves on the inside, mostly to avoid pain and fear. People have not disciplined themselves to go for what their heart wants. So we are incorrectly wired inside of ourselves. Our priorities, our decisions, they're all survivor first and thrive second. And so it's now time to be dedicated to thriving and coming into our power. And the way to do that is to be dedicated to your heart. So if anything falls apart in the next 24 hours, it could be plans for dinner. It could be something else that, you were going to hope to do. It could be a present you wanted to buy from somebody you couldn't buy. Whatever falls apart, ask yourself, is that something my heart really belonged with? Did my heart align with what I was doing? Because I would argue the things that fall apart will be the things that your heart doesn't want to do. A lot of times when we have problems of things, like things don't work, they go, I'm getting signs. Yeah, the signs are your heart doesn't love it. It's not putting love into it. And so it's falling apart without your intention and your attention. So if you have to love and be in a state of love to make things materialize, and you have to be on the side of love inside yourself if you want to become greater than you really are. And so in this next 24 hours, the question is, okay, if you believe this is true, then you belong standing next to you. And I feel that that's the biggest issue this year. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, it comes down to this. Are you the first one on your side? Is it 100%? Are you there for yourself? 100%. Now, of course, it should never been anything otherwise, right? So it's always been that way. We got tucked out of it, all this sort of thing. And for that reason, let's be nice to ourselves. Why beat ourselves up about it? But really, I think that New Year's Eve resolution that I'll be putting out to my subscribers and clients will be the question of, are you going to put yourself first this year? Are you going to love yourself before you do anything? Are you going to make your heart and your joy your highest priority? Now, I've had a lot of arguments with people, okay, who are counselors who tell me that, the pushing towards joy is unrealistic, things like that, that ultimately people have to solve their problems and face their shadow before they can be happy. The truth of the matter is, as soon as you decide you want to be happy, that happiness pulls up all that sorrow anyways. You will have to get rid of it. So when you decide to be aligned with your heart and let your heart make all the decisions, you will only go one direction: enlightenment. That's it. You'll become more and more enlightened, more and more aware of things, more and more powers, more and more talents, more and more creativity. It just starts to go crazy when you're aligned with you. What we've done on Earth by accident is we've gotten distracted by the game, the actual virtual reality, and we find ourselves stuck in it. All right, I have some message here from our director. Okay, excellent. So that said, we are in step 3 and step 4. If you guys want to have a reading today, this is going to be our last call for that because it is Christmas Eve. We're not going to kill our staff here. If people have questions, and we'll let people go on to their lunch, their dinners, and their Christmas evenings. But we want to be here for you and make that promise that we'll always be there for you. Again, this makes a great stocking stuffer as a gift for a friend or a daughter or a child or anything, and I'll handle it with total care. You have my promise that I'll treat them on the highest level when they come to the show for their question. But as we go from 3 to 4, I'm saying there may be a breakdown. So you should prepare in your prep talk for a potential breakdown. That breakdown could be a realization that you have let yourself down, that you weren't there for your heart, that you were there for mom or there for dad or there for others, and you didn't even know better. And so if your inner child is upset that it's let itself down and didn't know better, what do you suppose the response ought to be? It would be to love that kid. That's what the kid wanted, was to be loved anyways. Isn't that what we always want? Isn't that what we're afraid of? Are we afraid that people will stop loving us, that we won't be lovable? But the only reason why you would ever fear that people would stop loving you is because you already have stopped loving you. So if you're afraid of being alone, it's because you have abandoned yourself. You don't pay attention with your heart. You don't spend time with your heart. You don't spend time in your heart. You probably spend all your time in your mind. And sometimes the mind can be satisfying, but most of the time it can't. It just doesn't have the abilities or the wattage to do really amazing things. The heart is mostly here to observe miracles, to communicate about them, to classify them, to file them, to organize them. But the mind is not the creator of miracles. And the mind is not the creator of creativity. I think you'll find that artificial intelligence is not very good at being artificially creative. There will be very little artificial creation. In other words, rarely will the machine come up with something that we haven't seen before. It's a different consciousness, and it's why it cannot replace human beings. We're the only species that has this direct connection to the heavenly energy from what we're told. We're the only species, Earth species, that can manifest, co-create with the planet. Other planets aren't conscious like that. Gaia is a very special planet. So we're moving into an age where it's now time to figure out, well, I have this magic powers that like me do things. This is not bullshit. Well, then how do I do it? Step 1 is you've got to get on your own side. You've got to commit to your heart and only your heart. Your number 1 investment would be helping yourself get into your awareness and into your power. That'd be the best thing you could do for yourself. It also is to love yourself and love yourself some more. So when you make a mistake, love yourself. When you do well, love yourself. Do something loving for yourself. You know how to do something loving for someone else. Do something loving for you. And respond in yourself with love. That is the secret to charging up your light body, which we'll be talking about, and the path to ascension and the path to Sirius Joy. Also, many of us have a mission that starts in next year. So 2026 is going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy like you've never seen before. Not in your personal life so much as in the public life, particularly in America, but also around the world. It will be the final test of humankind. And the test really comes down to what you regard as truth. If you are a person that regards truth outside of you, then you may get caught up in it, and it may be very hard for you because the outside world is being heavily manipulated. But the inner world is what creates the outer world. And so if the world realized that their inner world creates the outer world, if the world realized this at the same time, at the same moment, then the collective vote would take over reality. In other words,
Sirius Joy Academy is now offering gift certificates called Gifted Scholarships in 6-month, 9-month, and 1-year increments. This is the first time we've ever offered this. Sirius Joy is the most accurate astrology service in the world. And now you can stun your loved ones with a spiritual mirror that helps them every day. Visit SiriusJoy.academy to make your purchase. That's SiriusJoy.academy. Available now.
At Hair Intelligence, we believe that every strand of hair has its own voice and needs. By combining ancient wisdom with modern biochemistry, we create pure, organic solutions that work in harmony with your hair's natural biology for optimal hair health naturally. By choosing simplicity, sustainability, and science-backed natural solutions, we help our clients transform their hair, whether it's repair, regrowth, or simply radiant, healthy manes they seek.
All of her products have completely changed my hair. I like to call it magic in a bottle. If there's one thing that she knows, it's hair.
Before using Karen's products a few years ago, I struggled with various hair challenges, including alopecia, and now I've overcome them and I've just fallen back in love with my hair.
Get your best hair with clean, organic products that are catered to your hair's unique health and longevity. Get 20% off your first purchase at Hair Intelligent by entering code SiriusJoy20 at checkout. Rediscover your hair's true potential.
Happy holidays! I'm Sanandra, founder of CT Organics. For the past 30 years, our goal has been to bring the healing power of plants into your everyday life with simple, clean, organic skin and hair care made with love. CT makes a wonderful gift for the holidays. Enter code word JOY30 at checkout and you'll receive 30% off any individual CT skin and hair care product.
Happy holidays!
Hi, folks. Wow, that was crazy. You know, it's funny because step 4 is typically electrical problems. You know, it's kind of like an honorary Mercury retrograde period. We went to step 4 just before the show started. We had tons of tech issues getting on the air. Then once we were on, my power flash here in California, we're having rain. We're having actually warnings of flooding, severe flooding here in Palm Springs, California, which is interesting because it's like this place has no weather basically. And here on Christmas, we have all this rain, which would be the equivalent to, you know, I think, snow, in the desert. The people freak out here in this rain. They don't know what to do. And the roads are slick, man. I was sliding all over the road. I couldn't even believe it. I got good tires too, so don't even say that. But it's all step 4. Remember I said these will break down that don't belong. And I think what Spirit was just telling me, and I was like, maybe you don't belong on the air on Christmas Eve. Maybe that's what the universe is telling me. Maybe I haven't been self-loving to do that. And I'll have to rethink that stuff. I got to be good to me before I am good to the audience. I want to just connect with you though before New Year's Eve and make sure, that you were taken care of and that you knew that I loved you and I wished you Merry Christmas. But anything that breaks down, like a power flash, ask your heart, where do I belong? What if my heart feels is true? And am I with that truth or am I not with that truth? So let's do our final question. We'll wrap up our Christmas Eve show. I'm going through space-time warp here. And let people go on their day. Just want to say hi to y'all. Christina, a 0-degree Aries. Wow. Moon at 3 degrees Scorpio, Ascendant 18 Cancer, Midheaven 28 Pisces, Chiron 15 Aries. Okay. What is my soul's purpose? I've tried to start a life coaching for teens a few years ago and failed miserably, but I feel like things are shifting and that I'm stepping into something big. Can we leave our Chiron up, please? I'm a teacher with a passion for the self-help, awareness of my soul's journey, and trying to find my soul's purpose. Okay.
So your Chiron at 15 Aries. So the 15 Aries, okay, let's go back to this. Your Chiron, you've had your Chiron return. So since you've had your Chiron return, you have completed your karmic journey. And your karmic issue was 15 is that the mind, 5, ignores the heart, 1. And so the mind ignores the heart. And as a result, you were not open to something very important. You missed or destroyed important relationships. You went too far. You threw things off balance. And so you messed things up because you did not listen to your heart in several lifetimes, at least 3, not listening to your heart. And I had talked about this yesterday, that ultimately we have to take the time and space to listen to our heart every day. That's what Sirius Joy is. We try to get you in when you're in a subscription and you log in and you have a moment with us, we will help you talk to your heart that day and know from what your heart is saying, help you decode your heart language, because every day we have to be here with our heart. That's who we're here to be with. That's who we are, right? So as a result, your mind took over. And so I think that the coaching for teens a few years back, that was probably a karmic thing. In other words, you had a horrible failure. I mean, you had at least 3 horrible failures when it came to your relationships with others in past lives. Diplomatic failures. One started as a war thing. So it was a war, I can feel, as part of an aggression. And then I know one was more of siding with the wrong person, and one was definitely a relationship. But nonetheless, for people who are pre-Chiron return, if you're pre-Chiron return, a failure could very well be a past life recreation to remind you how you got through it. And so depending on the karma that had to be processed, you were going to fail at least once at something. You had to. I did. My first brand's Soul Garden. I don't think, it wasn't a failure, but it was actually from my failure lifetime. It was a repeat of the lifetime I felt I had failed at. And I concluded that I did not feel I failed at that, at the end of the day. With your ascendant, being 18 Cancer, you are very reactive to other people's feelings because you're not reacting enough to yours. So the more you respond to yourself, the less you'll feel pulled into other people's stuff. I think your story has been hijacked many times, trying to help other people and not knowing what you needed first. And then that sun at 0 degrees Aries, remember the sun is I love. And 0 means you've got to protect the I love. I don't feel that you protect loving yourself every day. I don't feel like you make deliberate space for yourself, loving yourself every day. Love is an inside job, which means you've got to do it on the inside instead of yelling at yourself and whatnot. And so I will tell you this, that you are, let's see, with Aries in your actual, having a 18 degree Cancer rising means that, you are right now starting your real career for the first time, because Saturn and Neptune in Aries are going to be focusing on your legacy and what you're doing to leave behind in the world. You were not going to know what your real mission was until now. And I think you're not going to know it until you promise yourself to protect that self-love and check in with your heart every day, to believe what your heart tells you is true, and to give that the credit, and to make your first priority being service to yourself in the day, and then be service to others. If you can do those 3 things, I know you'll turn your life around overnight. Like you can, by February 1st, have a whole new life if you just treat yourself the way I described for the next 40 days. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. All right. Well, a couple of things I want to say. One, we'll be back on Friday. We will not be on the air tomorrow. We're going to get things lined up. We're getting things moving. We want to also tell you that, like, if you need a gift to a friend and you didn't buy something, buy them a Sirius Joy scholarship. You can buy scholarships for 6, 9 months, and 12 months. It's at SiriusJoy.academy. What this does is give a person service. And I'm not really allowed to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you a little bit. Sirius Joy has so many new things coming, so many features, so many things that no one else is doing. Part of the reason of our slowness this year has been because we have been growing and building and all this stuff in the background. This could not be a better time. A lot of people will not buy this for themselves, but they will take it as a gift. So please do. Please, if your heart thinks about it, Sirius Joy needs the help and the support, and so does that person. It's a win-win situation, and it comes from you being a generous donor. Again, go to SiriusJoy.academy for those gifted scholarships, and you'll see I'll have an email out about the countdown webinar will be coming out. But if you guys want to buy tickets now, go to newyears.guru. You can find that right now. And even if you don't want the what we're talking about, the webinar, you're going to want this calendar. Let me tell you, you're going to want this calendar. It's going to help you step into your magic next year and be with you when I can't. It'll all be in your calendar. I'll be there for us all to look at. Wow. So much to talk about and so much to not talk about. You know what, friends? Remember what I said yesterday? It's time to mend with family. It's time to end whatever that conflict is. Agree to disagree. Let them think like they won. Let them go to the racetrack with that. Let your ego quit fighting for an ego stance. Let go of that stuff because you can decide to choose you over the fight. And if you do that, that'll be the best gift you can ever give yourself for Christmas. That'll be the best gift you give your family too. Because some family members were not meant to get it until the very last moment. A lot of times, if we have a soul that just never gets it, we become their family. Okay? And what happens is they are forced to watch your story for the rest of their life. Even if they hate you, never talk to you again, they're still watching your story. They're still seeing what you're doing, and you're still having a profound effect on them. So we cannot put up our success or our happiness or anything into the hands of our family or in the hands of other people. It's our job. It's your job to be there for you. I'll help you learn, but it's your job. When you take upon it as your job, all your power is suddenly with you. You're going to realize that by putting yourself first, you get all your power back. And you're going to realize, wow, there must have been a time when I didn't really respect my power because I gave it away. I gave it away too. That's okay. We won't do that again, will we? We'll keep it. Well, friends, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I think it's a perfect moment here. We're in about 5:30 Pacific time. We'll be back on Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and for 2 hours. And we'll be putting out some watch our social media. We have new videos going out to give you the day-by-day play-by-plays. And don't forget to buy yourself a gift certificate, if not for a family member. And until next Friday, Merry Christmas. I love you. Live, love, be.